A man like James St. Patrick? You mean an African-American father and husband who runs a successful business, who is an ordinary citizen? He shouldn't be treated better or worse than anyone else.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? You have now tuned into my Power Recap, guys. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel for all the Power Recaps that we have coming on. Y'all see, I'm excited. I'm ready. I was doing a hair video not too long ago, recording it, and, I had to pause that, make sure I watch this so I can get it uploaded for you guys. And so that will be on my main channel, my hair videos. So definitely be sure to go over there and check that out. But we here, y'all. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know your favorite scene, your favorite character, whatever you want to let me know. Let me know down below for your chance to have your name shouted out in my next video. So, honey, child, it was so much going on. We're going to try to hit everything, or the most of the things that we can hit, okay? I got my little notes here, so we're going to be going back and forth. You're going to see me looking over there, all right? So let's go ahead and start talking about it. So Jaime, oh, but before we start, it was so many, heavy hitters in it. R.I.P. to Charlie Murphy for sure. I mean, we saw him in there. He did look a lot different to me than how he normally looks. You could tell that he was kind of sick looking, to me at least. Like, he didn't look like the same guy that I've seen before. You can normally tell when someone just looks older, but he didn't look truly like himself, but he was still a damn good actor. I mean, you better slay, honey. He did the darn thing, definitely. He went out with a bang for sure, and I'm happy we were able to see that. I'm surprised they didn't put, in memory of Charlie or anything like that. I didn't remember seeing that. I saw his name at the end of the credits, but just, as a guest, appearance. Also, we had the dude from Fast and Furious. I think they called him, at first I thought it was Max, but then when I was listening a little bit more, it sounded like they call him Ma. So I guess that's his name. I mean, he is, Japanese, I believe, or Korean. I believe he's Japanese. So I guess that makes sense. And who else did we see? Oh, Anani Rose. It's so hard for me to, see her in these two different roles. Here she's, thug status. Shout out to Pride Week, Pride Month, actually. Today, I believe, is Pride in New York. But I was so busy, I didn't get to go anyway. I haven't been in 2 years, but it's always awesome. But yeah, over here she's on some thug stud type life. But then we see her in the quad, and she's just real professional. It's just weird to see, and for me to kind of be oh my god, that's the same person, when I saw her in quad, it was hard for me to take her seriously, but I started catching on to her roles. She's really good at switching up though. All right, so now let's really talk about the episode. I done talked to y'all for 2 minutes, but I wanted to get those things out there. I was thinking about them. So anyways, now Jaime, he was having flashbacks of just everybody telling him not to trust Angela, of Tasha, yo, what are you doing having this Fed chick around you and stuff like that? You putting us all at risk. And then Tommy telling him that he had to watch himself. And she just pisses me the hell off. I have to be honest. She pisses me off because she jumps to conclusions. I guess it's because she was doing both of them. She was doing both him and Greg, and she has some kind of feelings for Greg. Maybe she feel like she has to get justice for Greg or something. Maybe that's what she feels because he was murdered in cold blood, So she's out to help. And maybe she feels like it was partly her fault because, when she had seen Jaime, he was touching her hand and saying how he has to keep her safe, keep Greg away from her and off her back and stuff like that. Along those lines, I'm kind of not saying it exactly as he said it, but all those things are replaying in her mind, and maybe she feels like she's kind of responsible for his death because of that. That's what I feel. So, yeah, she just, like I said, she just pisses me off with that whole thing that she's doing, because she just, ends up putting him in cuffs and things like that without having a sit down with him, and you know him better than that. I mean, I know he lies to her, so she can't really take everything that he says at face value. It's you can't really believe the things that he says. He's lied to her on so many occasions. So it's kind of hard for her to say, okay, let me sit down and ask him, did you kill Greg? And believe anything that he really says. But you know the dude's heart. You know what kind of person he is. You know that he only does things when it's absolutely necessary. And that's like next level. You know what I mean? But I feel like even Tasha, who says that she knows him, she kind of felt like, I think that she's kind of even doubting herself as well. As far as she's like, that's kind of stretching it. But I think somebody else had asked her at one point, and she was just kind of like, I think I know him. I don't think he would do something like that. So we move on to Lakeisha. She's at an underground spot. Because I was wondering what happened to her. Because we seen that she was like super duper scared. Because she found out that Milan Dean dude was trying to kill her off. And that her homegirl was pushing products through her salon. Her legitimate salon that she was running. And she ain't trying to get caught up in nothing like that. So I was wondering what happened to her. But come to find out, Tommy was the one who kind of took her under his wing, put her in a little safe spot, like some underground, off the grid type of spot. And she was safe. So he goes and he tells her, like, Milan is done. Like, that's it. You good. You can come back. And she heard about ghosts. So she's kind of reluctant to come back. She's just like, but how do I know things ain't going to happen? And that the feds ain't going to come trying to take me down. She was like, y'all got products pushing through my spot and things like that. Like, how do you know? How do I know they're not? He's like, okay, look. Okay, you're innocent, right? And she's like, yeah. So he's like, act like it. You can't be on the run now that you look like you're guilty or something. You got to come back, start your every day and do things like you're supposed to be doing it. Like, you could only claim that you was on vacation for so long. You know what I mean? So it looks like she got her head back in the game. She's ready to come back, show her face and things like that. Tommy, he knows now that Tyreek is missing. So, of course, he's worried. He's going out doing what he got to do. He tries to find out some details from Dre, because Dre was the person that was supposed to be, like, holding him down, watching him, being around him, kind of like a mentor, big brother type of thing. Dre informs Tommy that Angela arrested Ghost, because at that point, he didn't know. I was kind of jumping the gun a little bit where I was talking about Tommy and Lakeisha and how she didn't want to. I kind of put two scenes together because that's just made more sense to me. So now he was like, wait, what is going on? At that point, he was just kind of like, kind of lost. Like, everything is just like going all over the place. It's like they were able to tackle one evil, which was Milan, who kind of had them like hostage. And now it's like so many other obstacles that they're facing. Angela gets home. She just starts drinking some wine, sipping on some red wine. And she literally drops the glass. Like, she seemed like she was just frozen, because she's trying to wash away her dirt, wash away her guilt. She knows she feels bad. She has to look this man who she, effed every single night and first of all, handcuff him, and second of all, tell him that she believes that he's a murderer, and there's no way that love can just kind of like go out the window just like that. I mean, maybe if somebody cheats on somebody, you can do your best to hate them, but it still takes a little bit of time. You know what I mean? And they didn't go on the fact that, oh, I hate you type of thing. So there's still love there. And I'm going to be so tight if they get back together, because I like them together, to be honest with you guys. I know a lot of people don't. I like them together. I feel like she wants to see the best for him. She wants to see him go legit, do the right thing in life, and just be the successful businessman that he portrays himself to be. But I also feel like she's kind of like bad news too, She's making him cheat on his wife. I mean, not necessarily making him, because you can't make somebody do something they don't want to do, but she's open to doing it as well. So, I mean, she's not necessarily an innocent party in any of this either. Proctor, he has his own issues where his baby mother, I don't know if that's his ex-wife or his baby mother, whatever it is, she seems like she's like a crackhead. And supposedly, I don't know if what she says is true or not, but she was saying something about how he was the one that put her onto it. But she has, I guess, joint custody of their child, and their child literally looks scared to pieces, like sitting in a corner. So he had went to rescue his daughter around that time. And then he also finds out that James is also in prison around that time. So I think I believe it was Tommy that had called him. So Proctor calls Tasha. Yeah, it was Tommy, because then he ends up calling Tasha to fill her in on what's going on and Jamie's whereabouts. And he finds out that Tariq could be missing, but he tells her not to really say anything about it because he needs Jamie's head to be in the game. And if he hears something like that, everything, all rationale is going to go out the window if you hear your child is missing. You know, you don't even care about yourself anymore. All you do is care about your child. I know that's how I would feel. You know what I'm saying? Dre goes to see Kanan, and he tells him that he needs to get Tariq back because now Tommy's putting the pressure on him and trying to find out if he knows anything about this. So now he's actually trying to cut a deal with him. He was like he would make sure he gives him money if what he's looking for is money, because he finds out about the whole ransom and all that stuff. So he's like, yo, if you need money, like, I got you. I'll do what I gotta do. It's like Dre is really trying to do the right thing, and I feel like he really has a lot of respect for Ghost, but Kanan kind of pushed him he got his back against the wall, you know what I mean? Like, Kanan was dead up in his house, putting his kid up, like, about to throw his kid out the window on some thug life, like, I don't give a shit about the world type of stuff. So, of course, when you have somebody like that you're trying to protect your kids, like, when it comes to a lot of this drug business and things like that, they would get your family because they know some people is just like, F it, I don't care about myself, kill me. But they don't want their family to die at the end of the day. Like, they know what comes a lot of times with these types of positions, with these types of jobs, but they don't want their families to get caught up in the crossfire. Like, that's never the goal. A lot of time the goal is to be able to provide for your family. That's the reason why they go out there and start doing these things, start slinging drugs and all that. So he tells him, like, I got you. I'll do what I got to do. But Jukebox and the other dude was up in there. And Jukebox, she want her cut too. She's like a dirty, dirty cop. And she says that she needs like $15,000 or $15,000 a piece. So that's basically, 15 times 3. He's like, yo, that's almost $50K. He was prepared to give Kanan just $10,000 a week. Now he got to give him 15 a piece, like 3 times 15 a week. So it's like he really has to be real slick with it. He has to try to steal money and not get caught and not let it be caught out there, not let nobody find out, because once money comes up missing, these people be tight with the money. Once money comes up missing, all hell is going break loose. Everything's going to go crazy. Tommy and Tasha, they meet, and she thinks that Tariq was kidnapped by Kanan. But Tommy's like, nah, it's not possible because he was there in that warehouse and there's no way that Kanan could have came out of that fire. Like, if he did, he probably would have killed all of them already. But nah, Kanan is playing it smart. And on top of that, he got a little jukebox in his ear giving him little instructions and telling him things that he should and should not be doing. So he ain't trying to, like, really bust up, like, and do anything crazy right quick because he's doing it the smart way. He's doing things little by little. He's watching, looking, learning, and contemplating his next move. Like, he's playing like a game of chess or something. Like, you got to be really strategic with it. Dre, he ends up bringing Tariq home. They do come up with this whole deal that they said they was going to do. He did tell Tariq, make sure you don't say nothing. Don't mention who you was with. So when he comes home, he just pretty much tells Tasha, his mother, that he was out with his homies. They did a prank, send it to his mom. I don't know, like, I would have probed so much more. I would have slapped the kid upside his head. I mean, it would have been on and popping. You don't send me no shit like that and think that everything is okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen. We are going to, like, literally throw down. Like, I will dead punch you in your face. You ever have your friends send me something like that to almost make me have a heart attack? Nah, you ain't just going to your room. And then he also admits that, I mean, I guess it's better than him being actually kidnapped. But nah, like, while my adrenaline is still popping and flowing, somebody would have got popped. And you would have took me to these people's place that you was at. I don't care if you're talking about you not getting in trouble. Like, nah, there would have had to been some kind of consequence. I think he got off way too easy. But then again, his father's not home, so I guess she doesn't want to have one of those confrontations like she had with him before where he quote-unquote hit her. I mean, he did, like, grabbed her arm. You ever remember that one? I was just like, oh, if that would have been me, my grandmother would have bust me up. She would have told everybody that I hit her. It would have been crazy. Just for me grabbing her arm. Proctor meets with Jaime at the jail. They have like a little confidential meeting, and Proctor, he's pretty confident that he can get Jaime out on bail. He does call up Tasha later on and tells her to make sure she has money ready just in case. And she's like, how much money you talking about? He's like, yo, it got to be clean money too, because they will trace that money. And she's like, okay, like how much you talking about? He was like $2 million. James says that he tells Proctor that he didn't do this. Like, yes, he did go to his place. He followed his instructions trying to get the recording that he had from, I forget the man's name, but you know who I'm talking about. From, what's his name? From, I keep on wanting to say Lobos, but y'all know who I'm talking about, the Spanish dude. He's trying to get the recording, but he was like, I didn't tell you to break into a federal agent's office or, a federal agent's house and shoot him in cold blood. He's like, no, I didn't do that. I went there, yes, but I didn't do that. And I had gloves on. He was like, well, did you have gloves on outside of the window? You know, and he was like, I guess he thought about it. He remembered he took off his gloves and them. So, yeah, you slipping, bro. That's because you knew that Angela was there. Your boo thing was there. See, the pussy power, y'all. I'm telling you guys, it really is. I mean, it's a powerful drug, isn't it? Oh, my gosh, the things that people do for that pootie, that pootie pie. So now the feds, they roll up in Tasha's spot while she was talking to Lakeisha. Lakeisha came over, they was having a little conversation. All of a sudden, you see these people coming in like they own the place. You know, I'm like, how y'all just come in like that? Don't somebody got to buzz you in, or don't somebody got to open up the door? Like, they just literally, it was like, they right here. Hey, what's up? Hello. Hey, what's up? Hello. I mean, I was like, well, hot diggity dog. And it was like 50 of them. Like, dang, it takes so many of y'all. You used to come and freaking look through somebody's search a freaking house. Well, it wasn't even a house. It's an apartment or a loft or whatever the hell you want to call it. The upscale New York places where I couldn't afford. Well, at least not right now. So, yeah. She's, they come in and, you know, Angela, she's like the ringleader. Lakeisha was looking at her like, yo, you want me to bust this ass real quick? And she was just like, nah, I don't even want you to get in trouble because you will get arrested. Remember, she's not a regular smuggler type of female. She is actually a federal agent, so you can't, you can't do that. So Tasha, you know, she says little things, slide things to her here and there. She was just like, you know, watch what you say because anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. She was like, perhaps you should call Proctor so that he can protect us both. You know, because she knows she's in this just as deep. Like, you're stupid. You just basically got off of all of this, and now you put yourself back into the fire. Now you probably going to end up having to be on stand, but we're going to get to that because she's stupid. So they look through everything. And meanwhile, while they looking through all this stuff, all of a sudden Raina comes home. And she sees Angela like pretty much the ringleader. And she knows that Angela's a cop and everything. So she's just looking at her like, you told me that you wanted us to come live with you or be around you and to like you. And you said that you loved my father. What are you doing? You know, she just looked like she was really disgusted. Angela knows she effed up. Because she didn't expect the kids to be there. Or any of the, you know, Raina to be there at all. So, yeah. I wonder where the baby's at. Don't they have a little baby? I'm just thinking about that. Like, they ain't show the baby at all. Yeah, so once that happens, they pretty much, that was pretty much the end of that particular scene. And she just looked like, you know, she knew that she messed up when that happened. Tasha, she tries to get the stock money that they had or that Ghost had because she's his wife, she wouldn't have to, like, he wouldn't have to sign for it or anything like that. But the stock guy, the banker, he's like, there's nothing there. He already took it out. So she goes and just kind of verifies that. And when she goes and look inside the bin, all she sees is a letter saying, "I'm sorry, Tasha, I'll put it back." So she's starting to feel defeated because it's like hot diggity dog. And then when she goes back home, she looks through his bag. She sees like a little bit of cash. She sees it's pretty much his overnight bag that he used to go to Angela's house with. She sees this nice like diamond necklace. I believe he was gonna give that to Angela. I don't remember when, but I remember when he had gotten it. But yeah, he was gonna give it to her. And when Tasha does see him later on, she asks him about it, like, "Oh, should I pawn that? Because I went to go get the stocks and nothing was there." And he was just like, "It's not enough." And he tells her, after a little while, he does tell her to go to see Dean because Dean has his money. And she couldn't really understand. I mean, me personally, I'm like, wait, hold up, ain't Dean dead? How's she gonna go see Dean? What are you talking about? You hallucinating? You bugging out because you in jail? But then you gotta think like, okay, this is a smart dude. He knows that these people's listening to him right now, so he's gonna say things in code so that only she would be able to understand or try to decipher or find out somebody who could decipher it. So she was kind of lost at first, but she did meet up with Tommy later on, and they realized that Milan, aka Dean, was actually security detail. So that means that they could get a reimbursement because homeboy wasn't a real detail. You know what I mean? He wasn't a real security. So like, bro, I want my money back. He wasn't even really real. He was the one that was trying to kill me in the first place. So luckily they was able to get that money back. Well, Dre was the one who got the reimbursement since he's the one that's doing everything in the club right now. He's the person that's kind of like left in charge. Crazy thing is, this dude Ma, who I was talking about, who's the Fast and Furious dude, I thought his name was Max, but I believe it's Ma because that's what I think I heard a few times. But I thought his little badge just said Max, but I guess my contacts wasn't working too good. So now he's on the case. And Sandoval initially thought that he was going to be the first chair, and then, Mike? No, Mike is Sandoval. I forgot the other guy's name. You know, that other dude, the other cop agent dude. He was supposed to be second chair because Angela, she has conflict of interest, so she can't really be, like, on the case, but she was trying to hold stuff down and say, no, this is my case. Even though I can't be up there, I want to be in on everything. I want to be like a secret partner type of thing. But all of a sudden, Ma comes in and he's like, "All right, guys, I have a new case for you guys." They're like, "Wait, hold on. This is our case." No. You guys are too close to this. I'm going to be taking control of this. And Sandoval, you can be first chair. Yeah, that's how we going to be doing this. And then he goes ahead. He talks to Angela a little bit. And he just kind of lets her know that he's going to use her for information, but she's not going to be able to be involved in this pretty much at all. So, yeah. How you like me now? So, yeah, he does tell her that she can't be on it because of conflict of interest, and she might be called to the stand, and he doesn't want to hand pretty much Proctor the case on a silver platter, like, here you go. Yeah, we have her working on the case, and she's part of the case. Like, no, that's not going to happen. And so, yeah, he shut that down. And I feel like it's good that he's on it. I really hope that they find out that Sandoval was actually the person that did all this. It does look like he's a good defender, so it's going to definitely make Proctor's job a little bit harder. They do seem to have, like, some history. They had a little bit of banter when they were by the elevator at one point. So they definitely know each other. And probably have, had their little issues or whatever, competition, trying to win. It's crazy. I could never be a lawyer. It's too much that goes into it. Like, I would just hate everybody. Like, I couldn't be like, talking crap with somebody and then we have dinner or lunch and be cool, but then I have to defend myself against you. Like, I take things personal, so yeah, that couldn't be me. That's why I never looked into law. It was just never anything that kind of interested me at all. Dre and Julio, they have some tensions because Ghost left Dre in charge when he was getting arrested, and Tommy left Julio in charge. Because, of course, Julio, to me, has a lot of tenure. He's been in the game much longer. He's been around them much longer. They know that they can trust him. Meanwhile, Dre just came into the game. You know what I mean? Dre, he's just tight. But to me, I feel like Dre's really tight because it's going to be harder for him to steal the money. And plus, because he wants to have a higher position, I guess. He wants to really be out there. But like I said, like he does have some respect for for Jaime, because he sees how he moves. I mean, he's so used to being a gutter dude, but now he's like in royalty. He's dressed to the nine, looking like some real business savvy type of dude. Like James is really like changing the game. And I seen some drug dealers when I used to like be like a hood chick back in the days. Story time, real quick. You know, I've seen a few guys, and it was just a handful, that don't floss too much, kind of look all dressed up on some grown and sexy type of stuff. I remember one, like, he really fooled me. I thought he was really like a business owner, because he really told me that. Until I started really watching his moves, I was like, nah, bro. Nah, I see what you doing, but he was good for rides, though. He had a real nice car. Shout out to him. That would be a good story time. Now I just remember about him, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so now Dre, he addresses Tommy about having to listen to Julio because Julio brought some chick into the club that now Dre has to show the ropes, and she's kind of going to be like another set of eyes. So he knows now it's going to be harder for him to like be taking out money and stuff like that and cheating him out of weekly revenue. $50K? Like, bruh, that's a whole ton load of money. I don't think that's going to last for too long. I mean, $50K for how long? They didn't even give no end date or anything like that. So he tells him, like, pretty much what I just said. He tells him, you just came here. We known Julio for a long time. Like, we don't know you like that. And who's Slim? And a matter of fact, who's Slim? He was like, he looked like he was scared at first. Like, damn, he's still on this. He's still trying to ask me about this stuff. I thought we squashed this. But he was like, Tyreek already told you. He made him up. It's nobody. He was like, all right, well, you, me, and Ghost, we all going to have a sit down when he come back because, yeah. You know, just kind of letting him know, like, I don't trust you, bro. Like, I don't care if you look at me in the eyes, something about you ain't right. Something ain't right. Like, how you was the only one that he answered. How you was the one that brought him home. Something ain't, And a lot of times when you smell a rat, that means there is a rat. I mean, I know I've smelled a rat a whole ton load of times when they be dying and stuff. And that means that one of them has died and I have to look for it, search for it, and throw it down the freaking incinerator. So now it's time for the trial, right? They got James in his little orange suit looking like he from Orange is the New Black. You know, just like a real felon. Ma's at the stand and he got Sandoval sitting next to him. You got Proctor and you got Jaime here. You got Angela sitting in the back with the old boy. What's his name? You know, the one that I said I don't remember his name. And then you got Tasha on the other side, you know. And at first it seemed like things might have been going well. I mean, it seemed like Proctor put up a real good fight. I mean, he was trying, yo. But Ma, he kind of made the judge reconsider. He made her think because he looks like she was just about to grant him the opportunity to at least have, like, you know, the thing on your, what's some things called? The security thing on your ankle. She was just about to let him have an ankle bracelet. But then Ma just put out there how much of a danger to society he is and how he's a danger to the world because he came into an agent's, you know, place and just kind of shot him up. It's not a good look. And she kind of thought about it like, damn, maybe it's not a good look. Maybe I should, like, even though he seems like a good person, if he did this and if this is what we think he did, it probably wouldn't be a good look for us to be putting him out on bail for the safety of the people out there. And there it goes, effed it all up. I mean, he was just about to get out on bail. Now that went down the drain. But at least it gives them more time to get more money back. I mean, you know. or get more money together, more clean money. But yeah, so that was pretty much the end of that. Dre, he brings Kanan his first payment, and he tells Kanan to stay away from Tyreek. Like, for real, he's like, Tommy and Ghost is going to kill us. Like, we need to really stay away from him. Just chill on that. I got you with this money. So he's like, yo, can you do that for me? He's like, all right, cool. But something about homeboy's face, I was just like, nah, I'm not buying this. Like, he don't look like he's really about to just like chill out real quick just like that. I don't see it happening. So what happens? Few minutes after he leaves from him, the smirk on his face told it all. He ends up texting Tyreek like, oh, you good? Just keep your head up. And Tyreek is just like, you know, he missing a father figure. He missing these dudes that are a bad influence, but they fun. You know, and that's how a lot of these kids get caught up out there, is because they may not have a father figure, or their fathers may be messing up or whatever. And these people is willing to give them brotherhood or give them lessons, life lessons, and tell them about the little secrets that their parents wouldn't tell them. So they feel like they can relate to these people. And that's how they get caught up out there. That's what's happening to Tyreek. And he gets to drink and just party and just feel good and not have to worry about everything that's going on with his father and everything that's going on in his household, you know? So he tells him like, yo, when can I see you again? Meanwhile, Tasha, she comes back home, and you can just tell like she's just feeling real low right now. And the place still just looks like a dump from when the feds came through. Like, I'm like, yo, why they can't do things like civilized human beings? Like, in every show that I've seen, they just come through, ransack the place, and leave everything all crazy. Like, if you want to mess up something, if you want to look for something, if you say you got a warrant, you trying to search for stuff, why can't you just pick stuff up, put them back nicely where you got it from? Like, why you gotta lick down everything, knock this that way, knock that way? Like, what is the purpose of doing all of that? You know, I don't understand. And then who has to clean this up? Now I gotta clean this up because you want to come in here with your little paper warrant talking about you want to search somebody's house. That's not fair. James, he's on his way back to his cell, and Charlie Murphy, he's that cop again, and the cops right now, they don't like him because they feel like he's a cop killer. So they're going to try to make his time there a living hell. But perhaps this might work in his favor. Maybe this can get Proctor to call another trial, because he will be beaten up so badly, because they're taking the sticks and this and that. They took him to a little desolate area, and they're just giving him the business. They putting that work on him. So hopefully that will allow Proctor to say that there's prejudice against him or something. You know, use some of the words that he used with Tommy back when he got Tommy off. I mean, if he can do that, then hopefully, you know, we can, or get him to an area where people are not going to be beating him up, because you don't want him to come back and not be the same person that he was, you know. I mean, this guy done been through a lot. His face was just starting to heal and come back, you know what I mean? But that's pretty much the episode, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed my recap. We will definitely be having more of these on the weekends. We back, boo. Now I'm about to watch the BET Awards. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Later.